Good morning. What are you training? Thank you guys for the likes. Appreciate that. Nice, that sounds good. No, there's no book recommendations for this type of training. Oh, you're doing day 4. Very good. Day 4. This knowledge is only transmitted from Sifu to student. It's not something you'll find in a book. Mr. Night Fox needs validation. He needs the sense of validation. So early in the morning, my friend. Such a shame. That's what makes it special. Teacher to student, exactly. And Mr. King, if you are interested, check out my playlist. I already have a video showing you how to start iron palm training from the beginning level. And also, if you want to know just more about iron palm, the science behind it, I also have the videos for that. Show some support, like some videos. Where do you think I learned to fight? I'm very sorry that you can't afford your own gym. I'm very sorry for your situation. You have to go 30 minutes somewhere and get ready while I can just go downstairs. I already trained at gyms, my friend. But thank you for looking out. You don't have to do anything. That's only a separate skill if you want to learn it. That's just a part of Shaolin Kung Fu, if you want to learn iron palm or not. You don't have to learn anything. But I have videos ranging from different subjects. Mainly iron palm though, because body hardening is something that people don't understand. What I mean by body hardening, I don't just mean the hand, I mean the forearms, the elbows, the shins, even your body, okay, your abdomen. You have to know how to fight. That's the point. You know how to fight, and then you build up your body system, your conditioning system. If you don't know how to take a hit, no matter what kind of ab exercises you do the ab wheel roller, you get somebody to even punch you with gloves. There are higher levels of conditioning. I don't know why people can't seem to understand that. Hey, what's going on, Matthew? Good to see you, bro. Because people already go to the gym 6 months, they know how to fight. It's not about learning how to fight. I already told you. If you go to the kickboxing gym 6 to 12 months, you already know how to fight. You're already sparring. You're already hitting and getting hit in the face. You already know what that feels like. What I teach is more advanced levels. Okay, I teach qigong meditation, breathing exercises, and I teach certain hardening skills, but not openly. If you want to go inside, if you want to approach the door, I already have the video. As I said, you can already start iron palm training, and you can get a taste of that. This is coming from Kung Fu, Shaolin Kung Fu. The point of this is to, on the surface, to harden your limb that you're using to strike. If you want to know more, check out my playlist. I have a lot of explanation there. Do I have a wooden dummy? Yes, I do. How long have I been striking this stone? For over a year now. But before that, you already see improvements, even when you're hitting the cotton bag. You're already gonna see improvements, but of course your hand gets thicker, not swollen. Okay. There's more power actually. You need to fight harder. Nobody's fighting, kiddo. I don't know who told you we're fighting. My friend, you have never even trained iron palm, and you're telling me to hit a granite block harder. You don't even know what this feels like. I bet you don't even know what a wooden dummy punching a dummy feels like. Please, work on yourself, because when I go to your channel, I bet there is nothing. A big zero. Work on yourself, my friend. If you have no experience, no idea what you're talking about, how can you even tell me I'm hitting it? I need to hit it harder. That is complete ridiculousness. Entertaining, but ridiculous. Yes, it's a fake rock. You caught me. Yes. Good eye. If somebody never even trained this type of training, how can you even tell somebody punch it harder? Oh, it's hilarious. Good day, brother. How are you? Sihing in Wing Chun. My friend, I don't know what that means. Please use proper grammar. Wing Chun, at the end of the day, it doesn't have iron palm. It hardly has conditioning. All you do is hit the dummy with your forearms. You don't even use your fists. You need to have the pad on the dummy. Let me ask you a question. Can you punch the dummy without the pad? Just the wood. No pad. You know the pad that you guys have on top and in the center? My question is, can you punch the dummy without the pad? I really like to know, my friend. Then I can take you seriously. Everything is good. Happy to see you're live. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah. You are, let me see. You are seeing, you are a brother in Wing Chun, so you are a senior brother. So that means your conditioning should be very good. That means you can do fingertip push-ups for BUG. Or am I incorrect? It's funny when Wing Chun people, they can't even do knuckle push-ups because a lot of them, for some crazy reason, they look down on physical conditioning. That's why I had to leave Wing Chun. There's nothing more to offer after 3 to 5 years. There's nothing. People waste 20 years in Wing Chun thinking there's something else to take from the Sifu. When the Sifu is just spinning you like a dreidel, he's just cranking you up for nothing. There is no Qigong. There are no Qigong sets. There's actually nothing. Somebody, so you said that you were punching rice bags. So from your perspective, you're comparing a rice bag to a granite block. Yeah. Fingertip push-ups now we are talking. Yeah, I'm asking Mr. Adam, can you do fingertip push-ups? That means there is no purpose for you to even start iron palm training unless you have developed your hands. You can do knuckle push-ups, fingertip push-ups, and wrist push-ups. If you can't hold yourself up, what is the point? You have to build your vessel outside. And please do not compare a rice bag to a granite block. You haven't even hit anything as close as hard to this, my friend. Please try to understand. I know that you want to feel adequate and validated and I don't know what. Yes, you can do a lot, I'm sure. But please, a rice bag, that is the video I have to show the beginning of iron palm. That's the first stage to iron palm training. That's why I say people in Wing Chun, a lot of them are delusional. Okay, they're actually delusional. They don't even know what they're talking about. They think they can fight a boxer, and they've never even stepped in a ring with a boxer. They can't even use Bong Sao, Pak Sao. They don't use anything. They can't. It's unfortunate. The mentality of Wing Chun practitioners, the majority of them. As I said, if you want me to punch harder, I endeavor you to get a granite stone and try this 10 times on your back fist. See how that feels. And then you can come back and tell me if I should punch it harder. Yeah, I'm sure you have fought with boxers. As you said, your channel is empty, my friend. I can't even see how you look, how your form is, and you're here typing, hit it harder. Even your fox out, you can't even use that bare knuckle. You're gonna break the side of your hand. Mine feels nothing. I just don't have iron fist. I know you don't have iron fist because Wing Chun doesn't offer iron palm, iron fist. Unfortunately. Please don't deceive yourself, and more importantly, don't let your Sifu deceive you. You have no iron palm. You have no qigong. You can't do fingertip push-ups. You can't punch bare knuckle. That means your Ling Wong Kyu, your chain punch, doesn't work. For how long do you do this, and what exactly charge? I don't know what you mean by that charge. But this is done for about an hour. First when Adam came, he came very humble. Yeah? And then he's given advice on something that he has never even touched before. Woo! That is funny. Yeah, Mr. Adam, I'm sorry, I don't treat delusional people. That is what therapy is for. I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. Have a great day. For how long do you do this and what exactly change? Check out my playlist, check out my videos to get more information. Okay, support the channel, it's all for free. Yeah, I'm trying to break my hand. How did you know? How could you tell? That has got to hurt. Not as much as you think. Or else I couldn't do this every week. And my hand would be black and blue. Bone density is just one factor. It's not the bones that's getting much thicker after a while. There's something else. That's why I tell people, check out my playlist. Because you have to think that the bones don't protect your nerves, your capillaries, your blood vessels, your tendons, your ligaments in your hand. So there's something else. Appreciate the likes. Thank you guys. Mr. Pride, I know you want to feel validated, but that's what therapy is for, to work through your trauma, your childhood trauma, my friend. Having a nutrient-dense diet is already recommended just as a martial artist, never mind for Iron Palm. But the real recovery comes from using the medicine, external and internal, and also knowing some breathing exercises, Qigong exercises, okay, to nourish the body as well. I know you feel good after that, Orange Ape, but I'm not here to make you feel better. Okay, you have to go get a hug from mama, actually, you know? I'm not here to entertain parasites, actually. Training in martial arts, 13 years. But Iron Palm training I've been doing for 4 years. Another mental patient, please seek therapy. Don't come here and try to feel better about yourself typing, you know, using your finger power. Use your mind, my friend. It's Friday. I know your cortisol is high. Take your blood pressure down. It's not worth it. This is Kung Fu. Karate has these methods as well, especially the Goju Ryo, but they're too rough. That's how you get not straight fingers, but crooked, okay? That's how you get rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, because you're smashing too hard. You're doing this. You see, they go, ah. right? Certain movements like that. It's too hard. Nobody's going to Dagestan, my friend. Dagestan is just the new wave. Before you guys, it was the Brazilians. There is always some new wave. Nobody's better than the next person. Yes, I've had childhood trauma as well. That's why I'm not joking when I say that. It sounds like a joke, but I'm not joking. People have a lot of shit that they gotta go through. They need to process it. The problem is a lot of people are stuck in sympathetic nervous system mode, okay? Fight or flight. They need the parasympathetic. Do I use a bucket with beans? I have before, but that's already levels below. You need to start with that for sure. Do I have other goals? Of course I have life goals, my friend. Training is just a small part of life. Training is just a very, very small part of life. But training should be an accessory to life, right? To excel you. Hard to find a great therapist, half of them. Yeah. The best therapy is Qigong, okay? You be your own therapist. Work it out through yourself. Telephone pole, that's not part of Iron Palm. That's just something that people think will make them tougher. They're just gonna incur a lot of internal damages down the line. That's why people, when you see their knuckles, they have different calluses and bumps and strange little things. Their hands are not even flat. I do both sides of the hand actually. Yeah. I would say you need to start younger. I started personally a little bit older. I was already 20 years old when I started. I don't do jogging anymore. I like a lot of walks, and if I need a little conditioning, a little cardio, I do jump rope. But again, I'm not in fight camp, so I don't need for that. You have to understand, what are you using your energy for? That's okay. I already have a big enough following. I almost have 10,000 people which is already a good milestone for me. I'm on the road to 10K. If you want to start iron palm training, check out my playlist. Why do you tell... I don't teach these things. I never teach. I only have the basic introduction how to start iron palm. I would assume that you have your own mind and conscience and common sense to not do this. Okay, somebody actually the other day told me they started hitting the stone, which I never told anybody to do, and they already said they already got injured. I always try to warn people, don't do this. I would think you have enough common sense though, you know, to not find a granite stone and just start hitting it. No. I've only done this for myself because I love Kung Fu. About 9 to 10 years I've been training. Yes, I do condition my forearms and my shins as well. Why would I have a street fight? Why would you risk your freedom and your health for a stupid street fight? That's how I know you're not a real martial artist, whoever's asking that stupid question. The only time you should have a street fight, which I don't call it a street fight because there's no ref telling you, hey, let's get it on. You have street altercations. You have street altercations, my friend. Mr. Rely feels so much better after that comment. I'm so glad, my friend. If you've ever actually been in certain situations, not just with hands, but with knives, you've seen people get really damaged, you don't want to have street altercations. That's how I know certain people, they don't have real life experiences. They only seen maybe a world star hip hop fight. Even if you see somebody get headbutted, and you know how that sounds now, you know, somebody gets headbutted in their nose or in the top of their eyebrow, that doesn't sound good and it doesn't look good. If you've ever seen somebody get stomped out after they're already knocked out, okay, somebody comes and starts stomping on their head, that's not very beautiful. Well, you should do it because I don't know what conditioning you're doing. If you're a bare knuckle fighter and you can't even do fingertip push-ups, knuckle push-ups, and wrist push-ups, you are a fool. And I'm not calling you a fool, but I say you are a fool because you're gonna really mess up your hands. What's my favorite martial art? It's too hard. I can't pick one. I think Cuban boxing is some of the highest level of striking there is, along with their footwork and athleticism and boxing IQ. There's a reason why they're at the top Olympian level. Sets of 15, 3 times a day is already a good level of strength in your fingers. If you can already do 10 push-ups on your fingers, you already achieved something. Now, what you should do is alternate. Do your fingertips, knuckles, fingertips, knuckles, and then work on your single wrist push-ups until you can alternate between all three: fingers, knuckles, wrists. Shattered your pinky knuckle. What were you hitting? And did you even have the medicine? How's it going? Yes, your wrist hurt you. I've had that experience as well years before when I was doing boxing at first. When you start hitting harder, whether it's better technique or you're doing more strength training or plyometrics, you just got more oomph in your power, your vessel can't keep up with the kinetic energy, right? The energy chain and the power you're giving out. So when you punch a heavy bag, the energy ricochets back. So what does that mean? You need to work on your vessel. Again, do your wrist push-ups. If you can't do wrist push-ups, hold it. Do a plank. Do your fingertip push-ups. Increase this. Okay? Increase this, because I know that feeling in your joints. And if you don't take care of it, it's going to go from here, from your wrist, then your elbow is going to hurt. After your elbow, it'll go back to your shoulder. No medicine, just wood with rope wrapped around it. That's the thing. That means that these systems are only halfway, they're hybrids. People make you hit powerful or dense things, right? But there is no healing for that. They don't have the methods to heal. So you should learn from somebody and ask them, how long have you been doing Iron Palm? They give you a specific time. Then you look at their hands. Are their hands functional? Are their fingers straight? Okay, can they rotate their wrists without any injuries? Okay, is there any kind of weird bumps or bruising or calluses? And then you should decide if you want to learn from that person. If a person is just telling you to hit something hard and they don't even practice it, that's very unwise to follow that routine. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Check out the playlists. Show some support. Any questions, I always answer. Yeah, if I really had nerve damage, it would have been manifested a year ago already. Use your head for more than a hat rack, my friend. Do some research. Can you truly learn this online? Of course you can. You just need the right methods. I would never do some stupidness like Contender Series. I don't need to risk my life for that. I already have a business. This is my hobby. This is my passion. So if you want to start with Iron Palm training, check out my playlist. And then once you advance from there and you want to continue, you can hit me up for coaching. I already offered the basic introduction video how to start. Mr. Kirk, I'm so sorry that you're a GMO and you can't understand how to treat people. But the real people that subscribe to me and know that I answer, they know my attitude. They know who I am. Okay? It's only GMOs like you who have an opinion. And you know what they say about opinions. As I said, I'm not trying to grow crazy as a creator. I'm not a content creator. I just post videos. If I was really a content creator, I would have Sony Vegas, some video editing program. I would sit there. I can't waste my time for that. As I said, for me, I'm already almost at 10,000 subscribers. That's already a milestone for me. I see YouTube pages 5, 6, 7 years old, and they have 2, 3, 4,000 subscribers. So if people have a big pink finger knuckle, that's a bad sign. Well, of course, if your finger is just pink on itself for some reason, right, or red, that means there's some inflammation. So Mr. Jamie, go to TikTok. What can I say? I don't know why. It's like you think you're subjected here. You have to stay in the stream. Just scroll. Okay, easy, very easy. Just scroll up. I mean, the knuckle itself is big. A big knuckle is fine. Okay, but if your knuckle is first of all soft, or if you press it, right, and there's some pain, and of course, if it's really red, inflamed, that's inflammation. No, assalamu alaikum, brother. Please go on with that madness somewhere else. No such thing as Iron Chin, unfortunately. No, The Rock has a granite chin, actually. I'm doing the palm, I'm doing the hammer fist or the knife hand, and I'm doing the back fist, and also the wrist. But that's depending on your style. No, there's no such thing as Iron Chin. You're only training your neck and trap muscles to absorb certain shocks so your brain won't shake as much. And Canelo has very good reflexes, so a lot of times when you see him get hit with a shot, he's actually rolling. Something that Roberto Duran was very famous for. Okay, you roll the punch off your chin, so you don't hit it on the button. Mr. Just Death, please seek therapy, my friend. With a name like that, that's good for today. I have been training this for almost 2 years, specifically with the stone. And you do it 4 to 5 days out of the week. Try not to skip any weeks. That's why I say this is a long journey. It's not like you want it in 6 months, you got it. If you want to go that route, copy what the Goju Ryo does. But you will incur damage. You're going to get damaged hands. 10 minutes. No, not 10 minutes, brother. Where did I get my stone? From the river. Up here in Canada, we have natural granite. How much per day? You don't need to worry about that because you don't need to do that level. If you want to know more about iron palm, check out my playlist. I already have a video how to start it. Don't start with the stone. I keep telling you, do not do it. You will mess yourself up. Start with what I showed in the video. Again, you can do whatever you want, but that's at your own risk. What's my advice is go to a gym and pick up some grappling along with striking and then build yourself from there. You started with steel balls in a bag. What can I say? That's not a smart thing to do. That is the advice of Google, YouTube, or ChatGPT. That's all I can say. Because they won't tell you what kind of medicine you need and how to even hit that. What part of your hand to hit and what part of your hand not to hit. And my question is, if you've never even hit wood, how can you hit metal? You've never even hit stone. How can you really hit iron? It doesn't make sense. No, you're gonna get a lot of nerve damage and even worse. You can get some heart disease. Can you show us some moves on the boxing bag? I'm gonna do the boxing bag after the double. You talking about the double end bag? I have did that joust started with 8mm 2 years ago. I would like to see your hands. And of course, what kind of did that job? Did you make it yourself? Or did you buy it online? Because that's also another problem. And how consistent have you been? If you're not so consistent, then it's no problem. You won't really get damaged. Is that stick word actual martial art? I don't know, brother. You tell me. No, this is not Filipino. Filipino doesn't move like this. Are palm strikes effective if I can't hit with the knuckle? Ask Boss Rutan. Ask Boss Rutan. If you bought it online, did you? If you bought it online, did you type with your left hand or right? I don't know what you're talking about. Please try to make sense, Mr. Juju. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not negative. All I'm telling you is take precautions, okay? Especially with the higher level. When you're dealing with wood, it's more forgiving. When you start dealing with stone and then especially steel or iron, that is a whole different thing. And people think that their body will just recover by itself by some sleep or taking some vitamin D and having an all right diet. It might take 5 years, but you will develop a certain condition. In ancient times, when people used to hit their fingertips, try to condition their fingertips on iron, they would actually go blind. So you tell me if I'm being negative or real. I'm just giving you the real advice. Hey, just like the Oracle told Neo in the Matrix, you know, you gotta make up your own damn mind. Because all your energy points are located in the fingertips. From a traditional Chinese point of view, Chinese medicine, acupressure, acupuncture, when you pull your fingers, you're charging your system, especially the left hand. Okay, the left side of the body is associated with your cardiovascular and your lungs. Your liver, when you start hitting iron, any kind of element, all these elements have their organs that they're associated with. For example, wood is associated with your liver. Stone is associated with your spleen. Iron is associated with your lungs, underhook between your legs. Your eyesight is already poor, so you'll be all right. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. I'm not talking about your fingers getting cut off. I'm saying when you're striking iron and you're hitting your fingertips, that energy is going into your fingertips, traveling into your system, which negatively impacts your system. If you don't have the medicine, if you didn't take your proper time, okay, to build up to that level, to build your fascia, that's what protects you, your muscle fascia. Okay, that's why it's called 5 elements hardening skills. But again, do your own due diligent research. Don't believe me. I'm just giving you some points that you can research. As Mr. Yosef said, he has been training for 2 years, but he still never answered me. How consistent have you been? Have you taken a month off? Have you taken even a week off? Okay. Mr. Paystade, please, this is not the place. Maybe go to TikTok. One time I was hitting the bag with some elbow strikes and both bled after 5-6 strikes. What were you hitting? You said you were hitting the bag. You mean like a heavy bag? Three days on, 4 days off. Yeah, that's not enough, my friend. And you just started with the steel balls? You never did wood, you never did rice in a bag? Heavy bag? Well, how long have you been training, Harry? Because that doesn't sound right. But again, when there's broken skin, just wait till the skin is healed and then just keep going. And also, where did you learn, Yusuf, your iron palm methods? Probably the first time hitting the heavy bag. There you go. There are other ways to actually condition, but you need, again, certain medicines and methods. But this is, for example, a bamboo bundle. As you see, many strips of bamboo. You can use this. But this is already a little advanced. So start with the pads, start with heavy bags. Take your time to heal. Went straight to steel because rice felt pointless. Again, you're going too fast, brother, but who am I? You will have some big injuries. I know you feel young and strong, but yeah, you're going to have big injuries. Internal injuries. Again, people don't understand whenever you're striking something, especially with the palm, you're absorbing that energy, okay? There's also a vibration internally. So, you learned Wing Chun. Wing Chun doesn't have iron palm. If the Sifu says he has iron palm, that means he got it from another system and brought it in. The only thing Wing Chun has is the wooden dummy. And even that system, they have pads on the dummy. They can't even punch it straight. Okay, they can't punch the wood. And they mostly do their forearms. The only thing that they might have is a bag, like a cotton bag with rice. Okay, but inside here, there's already marble, stones, small stones, gravel. But when you start with rice. Again, you're trying to go too fast and you can't appreciate what the rice would give you in 3 months, just in 3 months. I don't know who Austin is, my friend. But Wing Chun is, after 5 years, it's completely pointless. Okay? You should already know Wing Chun in 3 to 5 years. When I say pointless, I mean after a while, it's pointless. There's good stuff you can learn from there, such as sensitivity and hitting different things. I understand what you mean by hitting the heavy bag is harder because you're putting more force in. But at the same time, if you really did the rice bag properly, or you got beans and you packed it very tightly, you'll feel the difference in 1 month. And again, that's the level they start you at in the Shaolin Temple. So again, you were going a little too fast, trying to do things too quick. Thickened skin is normal. Thickened skin you get from rice already, if you keep with it. Again, people think what they want to think. Yeah. Yeah, somebody telling me that, and you can even hit the heavy bag or double end bag with a elbow. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care.